Born in Miami, Florida, Butch Hansen moved to Virginia at an early age and took up multiple sports growing up just outside of Norfolk. His love for golf didn't blossom until later in his high school years, but Hansen was a natural. He was the top player on a state runner-up team as a senior and earned a scholarship to the College of William and Mary, where he was the captain from 1961 to 1963.
You know, because his father coached 4 sports, my father's first love was actually volleyball. My dad played volleyball, baseball, basketball, and football in high school. Most of my father's was self-taught until the summer after his senior year. Then a couple of gentlemen, one of them Tom Strange, who most well known for being the father to Curtis Strange, and Chandler Harper, who had won the 1949 PGA Championship, kind of took my father under their wings and kind of prepped him for college.
After college, Hansen served in the U.S. Navy, winning 20 Navy golf tournaments, and was a member of the All-Navy Golf Team and All-Service Golf Team in 1964. Following his time in the U.S. Navy, Hansen moved to Atlanta after accepting the assistant pro position at the Cherokee Town and Country Club in 1965. Butch eventually worked his way up to a head professional position at Berkeley Hills Country Club in Duluth, and then spent a couple years at Druid Hills Golf Club in Atlanta.
It was interesting. The Sewell's Point job was pretty simple. You know, naval bases aren't run like private country clubs, and moving to Cherokee was a big culture shock. You know, again, Dad grew up from very humble beginnings. They didn't have much, and Sewell's Point was, you know, a place where sailors could, you know, play 18 holes for $3. So to come into, you know, such a great place as Cherokee as the first assistant pro, working for a legendary head golf professional, was a culture shock to say the least. But my dad, as he did with most things, he adapted very well and embraced it and really loved it.
In 1972, the chance to get in at the ground floor at 2 different courses, Brookfield West and Brookfield East in Roswell, presented a great opportunity for Hansen to make his mark. Though it eventually led just to the creation of Brookfield West Country Club, that didn't stop Butch.
He was at Brookfield from '72 until around 1995 when the members bought it, and absolutely loved it. That was home for him for a very long time. Did a lot of great things while he was at Brookfield, of course. It's where I grew up and my siblings. So Brookfield holds a very dear place in our family's hearts.
During his time at Brookfield, Hansen was instrumental in growing the game at all levels, from junior golf to the men's and women's professional games. In 1973, he led a joint effort to bring together the GSGA and the Georgia PGA to form the Georgia Junior Golf Foundation, where he would serve as its first president.
Well, again, I think it has a lot to do with the humble beginnings that Dad came up from. He was very appreciative of what opportunities from the gentleman in Norfolk to the head golf professional who really mentored him at Cherokee Town and Country Club. You know, so it was his way of giving back. He always felt like, you know, those who are given should give more. So that was really it.
In 1974 and 1975, Hansen led the charge in growing the Georgia Open Championship to not only its largest purses in tournament history, but to the biggest in the country. All proceeds from the event went to the Georgia Junior Golf Foundation.
I can remember the state open was, you know, it was like any other state open in 1971 or 1972. I think it was at Sea Palms that year. And Bush decided he wanted to make the state open bigger and better, so he went down and watched the golf tournament. And then he made a presentation to the section and brought it here. And the rest was history. I mean, he lit it up.
Typical of Butch. He had courtesy cars, like 20 courtesy cars for all the top players in the state. We had 6 PGA Tour players come back to play in it. They had public parking several miles away, and they had buses, just like we had at all the PGA Tour events, bringing the players in to play.
And Dad did it because he went to corporations, he went to the local businesses and created partnerships that benefited everybody. And, you know, it's one thing to do something that's one-sided. You know, that's a deal, if you will. But a partnership is extraordinary, and that's what Dad was so great at doing.
In the late 1970s, Hansen took on a new challenge, keeping the LPGA in Atlanta. From 1968 to 1976, the Lady Tara Classic, also known as the Lady Michelob, was held in the Atlanta area. but declining interest put the tournament in doubt. Butch stepped in using his promoting prowess that grew the Georgia Open and brought the Lady Tara to Brookfield West. Under Butch's guidance, the event saw a resurgence and became a favorite amongst LPGA players and fans alike. The purse grew to $100,000 while raising thousands of dollars for Georgia Special Olympics.
I still run into LPGA Tour players today with what I do, and a lot of the older ones, they reminisce and they love it. They talk about what a great event it was, how well they were treated, and the funny guy who ran things that always had crazy sport coats on.
His ability to be able to take something, see what he wanted the end product to be, and then work backwards was really good. And I tell people all the time, I learned the golf swing from him, because he said, like he told me, he said, if you look at all great players' impact, they all look about the same. So I learned to teach the golf swing from impact back.
His philanthropic efforts would continue for several years. In 1987, while still at Brookfield West, Hansen would also take on the role of head golf professional simultaneously at Polo Golf and Country Club in Cumming. There, he founded the Polo Golf Classic, a 36-hole event that included a total purse of $100,000 and a $25,000 first-place prize. Proceeds once again benefited the Georgia Junior Golf Foundation.
Gosh, if you sent out a questionnaire it would literally be thousands of responses of club members that have been from Druid Hills to Brookfield to Polo, that he impacted their lives or impacted their children's lives. He always had a positive word, always encouraging.
Whether it was mentoring junior golfers or as assistant professionals, or growing the game through the Georgia Junior Golf Foundation, as well as elevating professional events in the area, raising thousands to benefit numerous charities, Butch Hansen has certainly left a lasting legacy in the Peach State that culminates with his induction into the Georgia Golf Hall of Fame.
You know, he became more than just someone to work for. He was like my dad. My dad got sick very young, and, Butch was like a dad to me. I mean, so we laughed a lot.
He's a legend. Plain and simple. Classiest man I ever met, and absolutely a legend.
To be in a Hall of Fame with the gentlemen and the ladies who are in the Georgia Golf Hall of Fame, it's the best of the best, whether it be administrators or teachers or players, professionals, amateurs, all of the above. To be recognized is very humbling, and it's the biggest honor.